Welcome into the Sullivan Speakeasy here on YouTube. I appreciate you stopping by. I got my start on TikTok and Instagram, but as you might know, TikTok has not been kind to the bourbon world lately. So moving over most of my content to Instagram and here on YouTube, where I want to do more long form content like this video. And the goal of this video is just to give you a little introduction to the Speakeasy, what I got behind me, and a little bit about me. So I would appreciate if you subscribe here to the YouTube channel, follow me on my Instagram. It is Sullivan Speakeasy. Link is in the bio. And let's get into the tour. All right, so here is the first shelf that is behind me in all my videos. There's sort of some grouping of similar brands and whatnot, but otherwise just kind of what looks good. So here on the top, we got my Jack Daniel's Hero Select Bourbon and Rye. The bourbon, they are not Coy Hill this year, but the rye from last year is, but they're both fantastic. If you can get your hand on one of these, they're super solid. I think they're 65, 70 bucks. And then here I got my Blanton's, only got to these two. I'm looking for a straight for the barrel to complete the set. But I think it's good. I always like having a regular on the bar, but gold is definitely my favorite. And then two of my other little stoppers that from fallen horses, from some fallen horses. And then Caribou, obviously the juice is not all that great, but it's a cool looking bottle and it's a North Carolina pick. So of course I'm gonna have one of those. And then here is a Brent Elliott Master Distiller Four Roses pick. This is a really, really, really good one. Glad to have that here on the shelf. And then as you can see here, we have the Wellers. Obviously I'm looking for the orange one and of course a William LaRue, but this is my rainbow so far. I do enjoy Weller just in general. I know it might be a little bit of a hot topic, but and then here are my baby stags. I have, this is a batch 12 and then batch 22B and 24D. Batch 12 is really, really solid. And then right here is probably my best bottle, is the George T. Stag from last year. Really, really glad to have this, and I paid retail for it, which is crazy, crazy. I'll have to do another video on the whole story on that later. And then go down here, Elijah Craig, mostly barrel proof, but also a 10-year small batch pick. These are really solid, especially for 30 bucks. And then my old Wild Turkey batch here. I have the Russell's 10 LLME from last year, batch 3 Russell's 13, and then the Turkey 101s, the 8-year, the base 8-year, the 70th 8-year, and then the 12-year 101, which I killed and need another bottle because those are really good. All right, so moving over to the top 3 shelves of bookcase number 2. So as you can see up here on the top, I love Southern Grace Distillery, Conviction. They're like 45 minutes from me here in Charlotte. And I mean, these 3 bottles, excellent. They're 40 bucks each. You can't really beat that value. And then this is the 7-year that I helped pick with Brad's Bourbon Reviews a few months ago, and that was really fun. And then Disco 12 and 13. I actually do like that 13. I'm a double oak fan in general, so not really surprised that I like that. And then this, the latest edition of the Speakeasy, are the Take 17-year Four Roses bullet picks. We did a blind of these the other night, and they're fantastic. And this is the one I came home with. It is barrel B30279, if anyone cares for that. And then the first Booker's Reserves from last year, excellent. And I did try the tequila. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, that's for sure. And then, as you can see, this is the Michter's shelf, kind of the basic stuff in the back row, and then the rye right here. And then we have barrel proof bourbon rye, 10-year bourbon rye, Bombergers, and the Fort Nelson Bottle Your Own. This is my birthday bottle, so I only drink it on my birthday, and then I've given out a sample or two of that. And then down here, as you can see, the E.H. Taylor is just missing the barrel proof rye for kind of the main core group, and the barrel proof bourbon is batch 12. And then back here, a Redwood Empire 101. This is a really solid pour. I think Wild Turkey 101 is still the king, but this is really good for 40, 50 bucks if you want to switch it up a little bit. And then my old Fitz's, the 7-year, which is, I think it's a good pour for retail, really not much more than that. And then 10-year and 11-year with the decanters. Really good looking bottles. All right, so here on the bottom two shelves of this bookshelf, we have my Asian Ore little carry kit right here. These are really awesome. As you'll see later, I am a big Asian Ore fanboy. They have not sent me any of this. They're not being paid to say any of that. They are just really, really solid. So as you can see here, all the 1792. Now this is, besides the small batch, which you can get anywhere, this is, I think, really all the sort of readily available 1792. So we got single barrel back there, full proof, bottle and bond, which these are really good if you can get a good pick. Then sweet wheat, 12-year, and cognac. The cognac is fine. I'm not a big finish guy to begin with, so up for 40 bucks. I'll take a flyer on it. And then down here is a little hodgepodge. Have an Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace pick, a Knob Creek pick, Maker's Mark Hart, Still Austin Cash Strength, Redwood Empire, Haystack Needle, which is a really fun bottle. Not the best thing I've ever had, but it's unique and I enjoy it. Bowman Single Barrel, and a Larceny, that is the B523. A lot of raspberry on that one. It's really, really good. And then we're moving over just here in the middle. I got my decanter, just kind of leftover pours from whatever's going on, and then a Maker's Barrel Strength rye, a King's Family twice barreled rye, 15 stars rye that they both sent to me for review. Thank you to them. And then my Elijah Craig PGA Quail Hollow bottle. So, and then below that we have just some floor bourbon. I got a Hunting Creek, a HK Young, some backup Old Forester blue and black labels, my Senator bottle, Sazerac pick, and just some miscellaneous stuff down there. All right, in the bottom shelves here, as you can see, this is the Old Forester shelf. I got blue, black, and green label single barrels there. The 117s are the extra old. Both of those, I really like that. 1910 is one of my all-time favorite just go-tos. I know it's kind of an expensive daily drinker, but it's really, really good. And then 1924, 1920 in King Ranch. And then down here, I got a little Bardstown pocket. Really love these barrel-proof rye picks. These are really, really good, especially now that it's getting colder. A lot of like Christmas time gingerbread kind of vibes with this. Some Russell's picks, another Four Roses pick, and then a couple Bookers on the floor. And yeah. All right, I'm coming back to behind the camera. This is kind of my backup shelf. And then just miscellaneous boxes, shipping stuff, and trinkets and whatnot. And then right here on the top shelf is my mini bottles and just some miscellaneous merchandise and whatnot. And then right here on this side, as you can see, are sample bottles that friends or distilleries have given to me. And then something fun I do with my little Blanton's bag, I keep extra corks in those. Always have some backup corks. And then, like I said before, Asian Ore sample bottles, Flight, and Travel Glen. Very awesome. Again, they are not paying me to say that. And then right here, Old Forester bar mat, Glens, and rock glasses. And then this is like the bottom shelf stuff I have. JTS Brown is a really solid budget bourbon. And then even more, some old-fashioned stuff right there and just basic boy stuff. All right, so that is the Speakeasy tour. Hope you all enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Again, I'm mainly on Instagram nowadays, with TikTok just being so uncertain and banning accounts and videos for no reason at all. So again, yeah, subscription here, follow on Instagram. That's where I post most stuff. And yeah, thank you all for stopping by. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Cheers, y'all.